Hey, it's Lily. So I'm going to start maybe doing some of these YouTube videos of some of the things that I end up doing around the house to fix things. I try to just figure stuff out. I pride myself in being pretty independent. I am married. I'm not, some, uber crazy person who can't accept help when I need it. However, I do like to try to figure stuff out on my own and only ask for help if I can't figure it out first. So some of my friends, they're like, hey, you should put this stuff on YouTube and encourage others to try to do the same. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And today, the project this morning, before I get started on trimming the yard, is to replace on this Troy-Bilt. This is a Troy-Bilt 4-cycle trimmer, and I do have a no mix. Not that that matters for what we're doing today, but I like it because I don't have to worry about mixing the gas and oil. It has its own separate oil, its own separate gas, and it's just easier for me because then I don't have to keep multiple gas cans. So a problem I ran into is, you can see on this side, there's this little thing, it's called an eyelet, that keeps the line taut and keeps it from getting sucked back up into the trimmer head. So on this side, I was helping my daughter with her Girl Scout garden, and the line got tangled. I had to take it out, and when I went and put it back together, the eyelet was gone, and I could not find it anywhere in that jungle grass. So I've been trying to make it work without the eyelet, and it is just not working. So I went online, just like anybody else would do, and I looked at what it was called. I didn't even know it was called an eyelet until I looked it up. But it's basically this little piece, and I hope it's the right size. Looks like it's gonna work, so hopefully we'll see. We'll find out together. I ordered this online. It was $2.27. The shipping cost more than the part, but I probably could have gone to Lowe's or Home Depot or something and found it, but I just don't have time. I have 3 kids, so online it was $2.27 later plus $4 shipping and handling. I have a part for about $7. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started, and then I'm going to show you also how to re-spool the line, because I've seen several videos of this on YouTube, and some of them just make it harder than it needs to be. So hopefully this will help, and we should be able to do this in just a couple minutes. So to get started, you'll see that there's like these tabs that will help you to separate the bottom portion from the top part of the trimmer head. I need 2 hands to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and set the phone down, and then hopefully you'll still be able to see what I'm doing. But basically, I just insert the screwdriver into there and kind of just pop it down, and then it comes off quite easily. You can see, and then you can see, you see the part that's missing. Like this part is the eyelet. I don't know, this one looks a little bit bigger, so we'll see if it actually fits. We'll see if it goes back together the way it's supposed to. It looks a little bit bigger than the other one, but maybe it's just because the other one's been worn down so much. Hopefully it'll all go back together right. So what I'm going to do before I get started, I'm going to take all this line out because it just ended up getting tangled and mangled. So I'm actually going to start all over so that you can see how we rethread this. Now the manual tells you to do something, and some people will tell you to do something else. I don't know how many times I re-spooled this without realizing that there was a much easier way. I tried to do it this way with the head open like that, and it would just keep unspooling itself, and then luckily I found a much better way. So hopefully this will help you. I bought some line at Lowe's. It holds up pretty good. I have quite a lot of edging to do, and we just bought a house, so the backyard is really not, it comes with a really cool tool too. It's really weedy, and there's still like little tiny trees and stuff that, I'm sure now that I'm on camera it's not going to work, but it has a little, well, it used to work. It's got a little blade in there. I don't know why it's not working today. What's going on there? Just like a child making a liar out of you when you're in public, right? Well, okay. Well, it did come with this little handy trimmer thing. But you see, every time I do something, there's always an extra step that has to be added because something doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So I'm gonna grab some clippers really quick. Hang on. So that was unexpected, and these are definitely overkill for the type of cutting that I'm trying to do, but it was what I had right on hand. So this is actually like metal cutters, which I bought for another project that I was doing. When we sold our house, I was reattaching a dryer vent line to the underside of the house, so that was fun. But anyways, so before we spool the line back on, it's actually much easier to put this back on. You just line up the, well, first you have to line up the, if you can see here, I'll pull it closer. So you can see there's a spot to feed in the line to the actual black part of the spool itself. You have to line that up with where the eyelet holes are going to be, otherwise it's going to make spooling the line quite difficult. So you just line it up, and they line up on both sides, and you'll see there's also a little notch in the bottom that allows you to see where the lines are. You can see the notch on that side as well. So you just line it up, and then you put the bottom part back on. You just kind of put it back in where it goes. It's pretty self-explanatory until it clicks. Pinch it down. Let's see if it fits. All right, it does. Yay! See, nice and shiny compared to the other one that's been beat up quite a lot. But hopefully this will stay in place and help the line to stay in place. So now that we've done that, I'm going to take the line that I just cut, this nice line, and it actually tells you to do this in the manual, and some people just have problems with it. So you just feed it through. Now here's where people run into problems. If you kind of look on the other end, as you're pushing it through the center, it may not come out the other side. Mine is going to work just great, and it will come out the other side. But if you run into resistance, it sometimes gets hung up in the middle. So just twist, like as you're pushing the line in, just twist it around a little bit until it finds the right path through. But then once it's through, you just pull it all the way through so that both sides are even. I'll do this so you can see. You just gotta get it so it's even. You want your line to be even on both sides, because as you spool it, it's going to, you want it to end at the same length. And you can always trim it up when you're done. But once you have that done, you're going to take the bottom and you're just going to start twisting it. It'll only really twist one way, okay? So it twists counterclockwise, but if you try to go the other way, it's not going to work. So you really only have one way to go. So you go counterclockwise and you just keep twisting it, and it's gonna spool your line inside. So you see how easy that is? And that's my kiddo in the background, probably waiting to play with their friends. Hopefully one day my kiddos will be just as willing to do this kind of stuff as I am, because I think it's important to be able to take care of yourself and figure things out. You don't have to be a pro at anything, but you just have to be willing to try. Alright, so see, you want it to be about that long. Mine actually has a little cutter edge right on the side here, so if like this line is going to be too long, it'll kind of schwack along that and cut. But since I have my overkill metal cutters here, I'm just going to go ahead and trim it down. And that is it. And so now, as you can see, we have replaced the eyelet and rethread the line into the thing. So there it is. This is a Troy-built. The actual model number is a TB635 EC, if you actually care about that or not. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.